In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built this beautiful Strat style body. There's only one problem. I think I give it too much mojo. Welcome to MOJO STRAT Guitar, baby. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. In our last video, you saw how I put together that beautiful ocean shell pickguard. And in this week's video, I'm going to show you how we buffed and polished that beautiful translucent blue body of the first MOJO STRAT guitar. And we're also going to take the modified tremolo and we're going to install that, and we're going to take that beautiful pickguard and we're going to put that whole body together. Oh, and in the very end, after you stick around, I got a special treat for you. So let's go over to the bench. And here we are back at the bench. Alrighty. You guys remember this one, don't you? Yeah, it needs a little cleanup. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to polish out this body real nice. So the first thing I want to do is, we got a little bit of rubbing compound here. It's just a medium rubbing compound. We're going to shake this up real nice. And we're going to start on the back. So we're going to take a little bit of this here rubbing compound. And if you're if this is your first time watching, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I sure do appreciate it. I'm just getting started. It sure does help me out. And so we're going to take some of this rubbing compound. We're just going to kind of rub it around by hand. Just kind of get it all over. You can kind of feel it starting to cut into the surface a little bit. It's scratching it up a little bit. It's rubbing off all that old stuff, all the old pawn shop junk. Get it nice and smooth, shiny. Okay. And I'm kind of putting some pressure on it now because I kind of want it to cut good. And I'm going in one direction. That way I won't have swirl marks. Now this isn't abrasive, and it is on a microscopic, level. It's taking off a little bit of this clear coat off the top of this. So what I'm going this way here, where the scratches are going that way, I'm going to go this way now, because that'll cut across those scratches, those little micro scratches in the surface right now. We're going to go across this way, and this way I get a nice cut, nice even cut of the abrasive across the surface. Alright, and then one more time right along with the body. Alrighty, we'll wipe that off. Oh yeah, looking good, looking good. Okay, let's flip it over and do the other side. So one thing I gotta remember to do, keep the body in the shot here. Keep moving it around too much. A little bit on the top here. And we don't really have to be too picky about the front here. There's a lot of places that are like this area right in here. This is all going to be covered up with pickguard, over in here and stuff. So we don't have to worry about that stuff too much. I'm trying to find the spot on the rag that has my compound from the back on it. There we go. We're going to use the same spot. Just start spreading this around, swirling it up a little bit. So again, I can hear it cutting over here too. Yep. Keep it all nice and shiny. Try not to get it down the cavities too much. Try not to make a mess. And then we're going to go back and forth like this. And put a little bit of pressure on it. There we go. And then back and forth. This is kind of the big area of the guitar right here on the front, so we'll make sure this looks real nice. So that's where everybody's going to be looking. It's got to have a mojo shine. Because it can't be mojo fabulous if it's looking dull and dingy, right? So we're going to get the side a little bit here. Can't forget those. Those got to be fabulous too. We're going to go right along the edge there. Put some pressure on there. So we're cutting good over here. We're going to come around the end. Get that. Get down the side here. Getting that horn there. Kind of let my fingers get around the edge here so I ride the contours of the body in there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, we'll take this right and just wipe this off here. Okay. I got another towel. Just gonna give it a little bit of a dry off. Rub some of that, get that old compound off there and stuff. We don't want any more of that on there. Yeah, I can see where the compound is cut. It's looking good. There's a nice little haze over it. We should get it the horn there good. If you noticed, I already put Mojo number 001 in there. You know, so when people take off the neck, they'll know it's a Mojo. Just like all the other guys. Copycatting. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So they say. Okay, we got the back and the front all rubbed out with rubbing compound. Now it's time to move on to the wax. And we're going to use some nice carnauba wax here. Real good stuff. It's an old can that I had sitting around, but stuff lasts forever. And I'll tell you one thing, there's nothing better than a nice rubbed in, polished carnauba wax. And we're gonna go ahead and rub some of that all over the place. And we just want to put a nice little thin coat on here. Don't want to get too much on there. This is one thing where less is better. We're going to put this on here. We're going to let this dry. And I'm sort of rubbing it in a little bit. I kind of want it to work its way into that. I'm just sort of trying to get some of that haze that we put on it with the compound. Trying to rub some of that out kind of a little bit with this wax. But it's still wet. We'll get it worked into all those grooves, and kind of helps to smooth it out a little bit, I think. Okay. While we're here, we'll go ahead and do the edges. Yep, this is all part of the Mojo process. And you know, this guitar's feeling like it's being loved. It's getting a massage job, you know? Took it to the spa, you know? Getting a good rub down. It's gonna be feeling good, feeling limber, feeling like a new person, feeling like a new guitar. Okay, we got the back. We're gonna lay that right down here. We'll go ahead and do the front. Yep. And, you know, kind of like with a, you know, like with a car. Let's say that this was a car. You know, you go out to the junkyard, or you buy an old car off somebody, and you bring it home and you take it apart and you fix it up. You know, that's kind of what we do with these. You know, we give a second chance on life. Second chance, instead of just hanging around some pawn shop for the rest of their lives. You know, waiting, somebody gonna come buy me? What did I do? I didn't do nothing. I just been sitting around and trying to be good. People didn't take care of me, had to pawn me because they had to pay the electric bill. You know, That's sad. We'll give him a second chance. All right, we're gonna take this here. We're gonna set it over here behind us. And we're gonna let that dry for a few minutes. Get all of our, kind of clean up our area here. Get our wax out of the way, we don't need that no more. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's get the tremelo out here. This is our tremelo. And we went over this and we got it all nice and shined up and good stuff like that. But there was a few problems with it, and I'm going to kind of zoom in just a little bit here. We'll show you some of the things here. Right on the end. It was bent just a little bit. So we had to straighten that out. And when we put this together, we made sure that we put this block, put the screws are underneath here. Put those screws in real nice and tight, and we put a little bit of Loctite on them. So they're not going to come out. They'll come out, but not easily. And we went ahead and we shined everything up. Got it nice and polished. Soaked it all in some cleaning solution. Got it all looking real nice. And one thing that we did is we set all of our saddles so that the set screws are up inside the saddle here so that they're not touching, they're not sticking out. So when we put this together, it's going to sit at 0. And we'll screw the set screws down till they just touch, and then that way we know all the saddles are set perfectly at 0, and then we'll start adjusting from there. So we're going to set this aside here, and we're going to get out our buffing wheel, because that's the next thing we're going to do right after I zoom out, because I'm bad for remembering to zoom out. Okay, now we're going to get ready to polish this thing, and when I got my drill here, a little buffing wheel on there. I got that from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's a real nice little place to get stuff, because you can go get some, most of my tools that I have come from Harbor Freight. It's a real nice place, and you can get something, get a tool that you're not going to use a whole lot. You're not using it for your business or something. You don't need the top quality one, but you go in there and you get something that's going to last you for, as long as you're going to need it. So that's what I kind of like about Harbor Freight. It's easy to get you in there, inexpensive. So, let's see here. Let's get that body back out here. Oh yeah, she's dry enough. She's got a nice little haze over it. See, that's all we wanted to do, just get a little haze over the top of this. Okay? Now we're going to take this drill here, take this buffing wheel, and what we're going to do is we're going to go over the back of this, and we're going to sort of go in a direction like this. We're going to go back and forth, but we're not going to set it down flat like that and polish. We're going to set it on its edge. We're going to go nice and careful over it, and we're not going to put a whole lot of pressure on it. So here we go. Now when you get to the edge, you'll see that the drill is spinning this way. So I want to make sure that that goes off the edge and not come into the edge, because it'll burn the edge. And boy, you don't want to burn an edge, it'll never come out. And I'm speeding up the drill so there's a better shine. Looky there. Look at that. Oh man, that's shined up real nice. You still see the lines in there where it's been buffed and stuff like that, but we're gonna take care of that real nice. Okay, let's go ahead and do the front here. But the same thing, just go ahead and buff her out. Now I want to work this area right here the most, right through here, because, well, that's the place that everybody's going to see, and this is the place that there's more, you know, it's most visible for scratches. All right, let's get the edges now. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like it. Let me get right through here one more little time, right through here. Beautiful, beautiful. This is exactly what I was looking for. Got a clean towel over here. We get right down in here. Make sure we get everything out of the cavity and everything like that, all the little areas. Well, no signs of wax, no signs of compound, no signs of schmutz of any type. Yes, I said it, schmutz. We might be using that word in every video, who knows. I like it. It's a fun word. Yeah, giving the love and rub down, oh yeah. This guitar's getting spoiled rotten. That's alright, that's what we do here. He paid his debt to society. You know, he was wrongfully accused, sent off to pawn shop jail, had to hang in there for a while. Until I came along and said, hey, you done him wrong, it's time to let him go. Alright, we got it all rubbed up, all polished. And there she is right there. Ooh, looking good, or looking good, looking good, looking good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this trem in, you know. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to turn it around this way here. And one of the things that I did to this while we were off camera and stuff like that, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little block, so my finger through me, little block right here, see, peekaboo, hee hee hee. Oh, right there's a little block, we put that in there. And what that does is from the back, when the trem goes in there, it's going to sit, the back side is going to sit flush right up against that block, just like that. And then when the springs pull on it, that's going to be a stop. So it can only go one way. It can only go that far. So that's all I want it to do. It's going to, when you let go of that trem arm, it's going to return to 0. It's going to return to tune. And that's because of that block. So what we're going to do, drop this right in there, right there. And we got some screws over here. Bada boom, bada bing. I'm just going to start with the ones on the end. I like to put the end ones in first. Kind of gets everything all lined up. There was a few other things I did to this trim. On the underside here, where the beveled edge is, I sort of smoothed that out a little bit, make sure there wasn't no kinks or anything like that in there. And I also took this trim right here, and these holes right here, where the screws to go through, I took a drill and I just sort of elongated the holes, kind of came in from this angle right here, and kind of just elongated the holes just a tad so that when this tilts, it doesn't bind up on the screws. And it gives it just a little bit more room to dive down into its you know, farthest position. And we'll put these outside screws in here. Yep, it's all part of the MOJO process. Now, we're going to just go ahead and put these screws right down here. We're just kind of making them touch. I'm holding the back of this down because I don't want it to lift. I'm going to put the screw in there. Right about like that, okay? And we're going to adjust these later when we get it all strung up and stuff like that and start setting the trim and everything like that. We're just kind of getting them in the neighborhood right now. There we go. Boy, I've been having some technical difficulties. But nobody wants to hear about my technical difficulties. This stuff, let's put it this way. I hope I make this look easy, because it sure ain't easy. There's about a million things you can do wrong. And I've done probably half of those. But, you know, anytime I've ever, you know, learn to play the guitar, same way. Kind of school of hard knocks on that, you know what I mean? One step forward, 2 steps back. You know, but eventually you get to where you're going. You know, that's the whole thing. Is we don't give up. We persevere. That's what the great ones do. And this here's going to be a great one. Okay, now we got this in there like that, okay? We're going to flip around over. And we're going to install the claw. These 2 screws right here. Right down into there. And what we'll do is make sure that we pull that claw out from the screws, because it will get bound up in there and stuff, and then you just have to take the screws back out. And these can be tricky to put in, just a little. You know, I just love doing this. It's just, and I can't wait to see where this guitar ends up. You know, I can't wait to see who ends up owning it and loving it and playing it. I'm sure it's going to find a good home. I'm sure somebody's going to just love it to death. Okay, we got that about the same distance apart. So get that one little screw in there. Okay, now let's put some springs on it. And there's my thing right there. And we are going to put all 3 of these springs on here, but we might not end up using all 3 of them. We're going to find out once we start setting her up. Go. You want to make sure that those springs go all the way down in there and they seat down in there. And you see I'm putting one on the end and one on this end, and now we'll put this one right here in the middle. But who knows, we may reconfigure these springs back here. That's one of the things, we get things in place. And that's one of the things with Strats, you sort of get things in place, you know what I mean? And then you worry about it after that. Alright, we're not going to put the cover on this yet, but we are going to flip it back over. And let's see here. Well, it looks like it's time for this beautiful, beautiful pick guard. You guys remember this from our last video where we put this together. This stunningly beautiful shell, blue ocean shell pick guard. And those knobs, remember those knobs? Looking good. Okay, now all we got to do is we got two wires right here. This one here goes to the back to the claw where it's going to get soldered on right there, and this one goes to the jack plate. So we're going to go ahead and run these wires through their respective cavities here. Into their respective cavities, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Stick it through the hole there. Okay. Now there's a little, well, let's see if we can get it so you can see it. So a hole right through there that goes through there. We got to try to get it through there. Nice if I didn't have the end of the wire all kinked over. Right there. And she pops out the other side. Look at that. Woohoo-hoo. Success. And this other wire just goes right straight down through there. All right. That one's poking out, that one's poking out, and we can set this thing right down. She's home. The eagle has landed. Look at that. Oh my God, the first look at it. Whoo. Sexy, baby. Okay. I'll tell you what, let's make sure everything is fitting good. Now let's not get too happy. Don't get too happy, Skippy, yet. Let's see what the neck looks like. Spin her around this way. Ooh, look at that. See, does that neck fit in there good? Yep. And we're going to look around. We're going to look at the holes. Looks like the holes all line up everything. I got a nice space around the trim down there. It's sitting flat, pretty much. I think it's a go. I think that we can go ahead. That coming through there. That's coming through the other side. Yep, my wire's coming through the other side. I think we can go ahead and screw this into place. Start right over here. Oh yeah, she's beautiful. I'm in awe. You know, when I ordered this pick guard here, you know, you look at the picture and you go, oh, it looks nice. And you know, I showed it to my wife and she's like, I don't know if it's gonna look good on that one right there. But man, once it hit the deck, ooh, look at that. That is really nice. And you know, I am confident that when we do the big reveal and we open up that case, the wow factor is just going to be jumping out all over the place. You know what I mean? It's going to be, the wow factor is going to be like one of them circus cars, you know? When they got like 50 clowns come out of one little tiny car. That's what's going to happen in here, man. Mojo and wow factor are just going to come flying out of this case. And you're going to be overwhelmed. You probably got to take a deep breath. You know? Because, man, it's going to be nice. It's going to have a shot at being somebody. This is going to be somebody's favorite guitar, somebody's go-to. I hope. You know? Mojo Shop guitar. Hopefully it'll mean something someday. I just hope that this guitar, you know, this just the whole premise of the whole purpose of this channel is to take these guitars from the pawn shop, where they're just hanging and collecting dust and not doing anybody any good, and giving them a second chance at, you know, having a life. It's kind of like, you know, if you go to the Humane Society and get a puppy, you know, get a dog. You rescue a dog from the Humane Society. You give them a good home, and you treat them good, and you give them lots of love, and they take care of you and protect you, and give you, return love to you tenfold. You know, and that's exactly what this guitar is going to do. I should name it Fido or something, huh? You know. Anyway, we get all these screws in here. If you notice, I'm just kind of snugging them down, not putting them in there tight. They don't need to be tight. They just need to be snug down. So I don't want to strip out the holes or anything like that. We don't want to buckle this plate, you know, we want to make sure that everything's going down just right. Okay. Yep, that went down right there. Oh, yep, this one here. No. Yep, good, good. Alright. Oh yeah, all good to go. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's. Looks like we're ready to put a jack plate in, huh? All right. I took the liberty to go ahead and clean this jack plate up real nice and shiny and stuff. We took it apart. We cleaned inside the little barrel here with some of our good electronics cleaner and a little bit of a pipe cleaner and stuff like that. We got in there real nice, got that all nice and clean. Everything has been, you know, polished up with a little bit of chrome polish and stuff, and boy, she just shines like a new penny. So we are going to go ahead and take our soldering iron over here, and let's see, where's my towel? There we go. Clean the tip off a little bit. There we go. Okay, and we're going to take these wires right here, and we'll get us a little bit of solder here. What did I do with it? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Some. Just need a little. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tin these. They've got a little bit on them, but it always helps to put a little bit on there. Oh, big mistake. Put a towel down. What I'm trying to do. Burn up the MOJO shop guitar here? I don't think so. Here, put just a little bit on that one. A little bit on that one, okay, and our jack plate underneath the towel, of course. Okay, now we got to make sure that we get the right one here. Now that you can see, the ground wire is the one that goes to the inside of the barrel. So this is the ground wire right down here. So we are going to turn that wire around just a little bit. We're going to stick that right there and hit it with the iron. And we are successful. Okay, now this one is a little more tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. There's a little pair of wire cutters here. We're not going to cut the wire. We're just going to kind of grab it a little bit. You know. Let's see here. There we go. We're just going to hold it like that. Success. Okay. Now, these jack plates here, you want to make sure everything is copacetic on it. And it is usually good to have this little bottom tang here that the clips onto the tip right here. It's usually good to have that pointing down in these because there's really not much room. And you want to make sure that this cable here is stuck over the side and it's not going to get in the way of your cord plug when you stick it in the, when you stick it in your guitar. But for some reason that doesn't feel like it's sitting in there just right. And that is because it's not. You got to get those wires sitting just a little bit down there. Let's see there. I'm going to have those coming back around. There we go. Now she's fitting right. Okay. We got the 2 screws for the jack plate. Okay. Let's put those down. Put that down. Snug them down. There we go. Real nice. Okay, we'll flip it over carefully. And we will pull the ground wire out of there. Kind of stuck back in there a little bit. Let's try something else here. Let's try this. We'll cut it. Ah, there we go. Alright, we'll get that ground wire. And that looks like it's got plenty of solder on it, so I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll solder that right back down where it was. Voila! She's all done. Alright, I'll put that back there like that. Alright, we're going to flip it on over. Now, one last thing we're going to do. Whew, she's looking good. One last thing we're going to do is we are going to plug it in and make sure she works. Had to go get a cord. Got a handy dandy little test speaker down below. And we'll plug the cord in. Alrighty. Turn the sucker on. Alright, let's make sure. Let's see. I turned up the... Let's see here. Yep, that's my action there. Alright. Yep. That's what it's supposed to do, yep. Yep. And yep, that's what it's supposed to do. She works just fine. Alright, we can go ahead and turn this off. Plug it. And the cord went right into the jack plate nice and easy. That's always a bonus. Be sure that works right. Well, behold the beauty of the first Mojo shop guitar. Look at that. That is just, you know, I put my heart and soul into these things, you know. And that's kind of where some of the mojo comes, you know. And I just want these to be special. I just want them to be, you know, something that somebody's going to just, they're going to be able to get up on a stage and proudly play this guitar. You know, this ain't no, it ain't no slouch, it's a contender. You know? This, you know, guitar is kind of like Rocky, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a Cinderella story. You know? Out of nowhere, this guitar came. That's the way a lot of great musicians and great players have, you know, come from out of nowhere, you know? So, next time, make sure that you come visit us again next time because, well, we're going to get started on this neck. And you know, everybody knows that the neck is probably the most important part of the guitar. And we've already gone ahead and sanded off the old name here. We're not even going to mention the old name because this guitar is now a Mojo shop guitar. And that's what we're going to, it's going to say Mojo shop guitar right across there. We're going to give this a nice little blue color so that it matches with the body and everything. And we're going to go over this neck. I'm going to show you how we give the neck the Mojo treatment. We're going to level the frets. We're going to polish the frets. We're going to crown the frets. We're going to roll the edges. We're going to make sure that this neck right here, this beautiful neck, nice skunk stripe, we're going to make sure that this thing plays like a guitar you've, you know, the one you've been waiting for. It's going to be comfortable, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be easy to play. So, join us next time when we're going to do the neck, and then after that, on the next video after that, we're going to put this all together. We're going to show you how we set it up, and then we're going to present it. And it's going to be awesome, and I feel like I'm, you know, I'm in the process. I feel like I'm, you know, like this is my kid, you know, and it's just, it's going to be a beautiful thing, So, I think it's time to say adios for now from Mojo Shop Guitar, baby.